Today I want to read you The Good Egg from the creators of The Bad Seed by Jory John and Pete Oswald. Now, this book I really like because it's all about you don't have to be perfect. And I think sometimes there's a lot of pressure in our world for you to be perfect, to do everything perfectly. And the truth is, you don't have to be perfect. And I think doing our best and showing up for that is really, really important. And know that as long as you're trying your best, that's what's important. It doesn't matter if you're perfect. And that progress over perfection is what this is all about. Making some progress is what's important. So, the good egg. Oh, hello. I was just rescuing this cat. Know why? Because I'm a good egg. A very good egg. Now, if you're thinking about that book, The Bad Seed, I bet you can make a text-to-text connection right now, a book-to-book connection. What's the same and what's different? It's true. I do all kinds of good things, like I'll carry your groceries, and I'll water your plants, and I'll change your tires. Look at that little strawberry using all his might to hold that car up. I'll paint your house, and if you need any help whatsoever, I'm your egg. Doesn't seem like he's maybe doing the best job ever, putting paint all over the place. Bread does not look so happy. I've always been a good egg. It's been this way from the start. Even in the earliest days, back at the store, there were a dozen of us living under one recycled roof. A dozen is another word for 12. Let's count those up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So they were all in an egg carton. And listen to their names. A lot of them rhyme. Some of them don't. There was Meg and Peg and Greg and Clegg, and Shell and Shelley and Sheldon and Shelby, and Egbert and Frank and other Frank. The other 11 eggs weren't on their best behavior. They weren't exactly good. And if you'll notice, there's a ... That's called an ellipsis, and that makes us take a bit of a pause. They ignored their bedtime. They only ate sugary cereal. Oh my goodness. They threw tantrums. There they are throwing tantrums. And they cried for no reason. They broke their stuff on purpose. Oh my goodness. Meanwhile, I tried to take charge. I tried to fix their bad behavior, and I tried to keep the peace because I was a good egg. I want you to think about how this egg feels. There's all sorts of silliness happening around him, and he thinks it's his job to fix it all. But the thing is, it's not really his job. His job is just to take care of him. And sure, he can remind people, but I think when you feel responsible for everyone else's behavior, you can feel a lot of pressure. A very good egg. Nobody seemed to care, though. Every night I was exhausted and my head felt scrambled. There they are. This one's throwing toothpaste everywhere. This one's in the toilet. This one's hanging from the ceiling. I think there's toilet paper on the ceiling. And this one's just running wild all over the place. Then one fateful morning, one unfortunate morning, I noticed some cracks in my shell. He says, "Yikes." And there's even a little sign that says, "Kick me." And that's not very kind, but that looks like one of the other eggs might have done that as a joke. They were everywhere, the cracks. So if you think about what the cracks are, I think he's feeling a lot of pressure to just keep everything perfect. My doctor said it was from all the pressure I was putting on myself, the pressure of making sure everyone was as good as me. Anatomy is a fancy word for what's happening on the inside of your body. I was cracking up, literally. Something had to change. I'd had enough. I want you to think about, what do you think? What's a prediction you might have? A fancy word for a guess. What do you think the good egg is going to do to take some of that pressure off? What would you do if you felt like you had to be totally perfect? What would you do to take some time for yourself and to relax? I told Meg and Peg and Greg and Clegg and Shell and Shelley and Sheldon and Shelby and Egbert and Frank and other Frank that I was leaving. Now, of course, you can't really leave all the time, and certainly not right now, but you can take little breaks. Taking breaks is absolutely okay. And during those breaks, you can do deep breathing. You can do square breathing. You can put your palms together and apply pressure. You can just lie in your bed and collect your thoughts. I can't be the only good egg in a bad carton, I said. Blah, 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 they replied. That night, I left. I wandered from town to town. The hours became days. The days became weeks. I lost track of time. Look, he's growing a beard. That's pretty silly. I was alone. Now, can you make a connection between the good egg and the bad seed and even the cool beans book? There's one emotion that all of them feel, and I think that you might know what it is. You guessed it, loneliness, feeling sad. Out there on the road, under the stars, I really tried to focus on myself and what I needed. It seems like that loneliness is turning into something different. He's starting to think about himself and what fills him up, what makes him feel happy. And I'd love it if you thought about that in this time too. What are some of the things that make you feel happy? I took walks. Maybe you like to go for walks or be out in nature. I read books. There's lots of wonderful books out there. I floated in the river. I wrote in my journal. I found simple moments to be quiet. I breathed in and I breathed out. I even started painting. For once, I found time for me. And guess what? Little by little, the cracks in my shell started to heal, and my head no longer felt scrambled. I started to feel like myself again. And there he is, feeling pretty happy. This is a Zen garden, which just shows that he's working very, very hard on helping his mind be a little quieter and a little better at noticing all the wonderful things around him. So I've made a big decision. Makes me think of that bad seed again, another decision, choices. I'm returning to my old carton and my friends. Besides, I'm kind of lonely out here. This time I know what I need to do. I'll try not to worry so much. I'll be good to my fellow eggs while also being good to myself. It's possible. Here we go. Everybody missed me, and I missed them too. Welcome home, they said. Hello, Meg. Howdy, Peg. Hey, Greg. Greetings, Clegg. What's up, Shell? Aloha, Shelly. Hey-o, Sheldon. Hi, Shelby. Good day, Egbert. What's happening, Frank? Howdy do, other Frank. Sure, every once in a while, somebody's still a little bit bad, but it's not like before. And here's what I realized. The other eggs aren't perfect, and I don't have to be either, and I'm okay with that. Look at them just acting like hooligans on the stairs. Probably not so safe, but it looks like those eggs are having a good time. Yep, the old carton is back together. We're a solid dozen again. It's good to be home. And if you look really closely, they've still got some mischievous behaviors up their sleeves. What are some ways that you can be kind to yourself? And although you feel maybe some pressure to be perfect or to work really hard, what are some things that you can say to yourself so that you can relax and have a little fun? Fun is important, and it's important not to always try to be perfect. You are perfect just the way you are.